Mini episode 1061 of the FDH Lounge is brought to you by Sportsology, delivering unconventional columns and webcasts about sports, TV, music, movies, and more. Follow them on the web at sportsology.com.
The FDH Lounge. You'll want to schedule your life around it.
A long time ago, on a gloomy, wet Cleveland spring night, two men stand alone amidst the late-night drizzle. Their voices echo across the vacant station parking lot as they debate the merits of the great American radio show that have been missing for far too long. On that night, an idea was born. That idea became the FDH Lounge. Welcome to the FDH Lounge.
Welcome to FDH Lounge mini episode 1061. I'm FDH managing partner Rick Morris here with our Week 10 preview for the 2018 NFL season. We went 5-8 last week, bringing us to 65, 61, and 6 on the season. We went 3-0 on the Big Three and 1-0 on the lock, making us 16-11 and 6-3 on those respectively. Houston, Minnesota, Denver, and Baltimore are on the bye this week. On Thursday, two of the top 10 teams in the league square off at Three Rivers when Carolina comes to Pittsburgh, getting 4 down from the opening touchdown. The initial line was bloated, but now that it's come down, look for the Steelers to go over in a game that could help them to pull away in the AFC North. On Sunday, two AFC East teams circling the drain square off in the Meadowlands when the Bills come in, getting 7.5 down from 9.5. It will be the get-well game that the Jets need. It's who dat coming to who day as the Saints face the Bengals, laying 5.5 up from 4.5. It's a classic sandwich game for New Orleans, but the Natty won't have the defense to keep up. Has anything changed materially for either of these teams since they met in last year's AFC divisional playoffs? It's New England at Tennessee, with the Pats laying 7.5 up from a touchdown. The Titans are far too up and down to have any confidence in them here. The good thing for the Lions is that they've only shown up when you've least expected it this year. The bad news is nobody should honestly expect them to put a dent in the Bears at Soldier Field, and the line reflects it as they're getting 7.5 up from 6. Chicago already looks to dominate Detroit's offensive line of scrimmage, and that's even before you factor in their opponent's 35.5% success rate on third down. The home team goes over clean in the middle. This one only looks slightly less lopsided than the U.S. military versus Grenada. It's the Chiefs hosting the Cardinals, laying 17 down from 18.5. David Johnson will exploit KC on the ground, but once they quickly fall behind by 50, even that won't help. The Chargers have an outstanding chance to avenge their loss in the 1980 AFC Championship game when they lay 10.5 up from 10 to the hapless Raiders in Oaktown. It's a potential letdown spot for LA, but Oakland has flat out quit, mirroring John Gruden quitting on them, so it's Los Angeles by default. It's not exactly Don Shula versus Vince Lombardi when the Dolphins come to Lambeau, getting 11 up from 9. With Miami's bad run defense, the offensive balance that's going to be a great, if unneeded, boost for Aaron Rodgers is going to close the back door. Seattle has handed the crown of superiority in the NFC West to the Rams, and now they're just trying to stay alive in the wild card race. They come into the Coliseum getting 10 down from 11.5. The Seahawks' surprising reestablishment of their running game is going to allow them to slip through the back door. On Sunday night, one of the league's most bitter rivalries flares again on the south side of Philly as the Cowboys come in getting 8.5 up from 6.5. The yak injection of Golden Tate, combined with Philly coming in off a bye, will be too much for Dallas. Both teams in the Monday night tilt have fallen a long way since the 1980s and even their appearance in the 2012 NFC Championship game. It's the Niners laying the cliche field goal at home to New York. For all of his obvious and real problems, Eli is still completing passes at a surprisingly sizzling 68.3%, so look for the G-men to pull the upset on the road. Now here's the big three. Will the Redskins get PTSD coming to Tampa, considering how badly they got thumped in Super Bowl 18 there? Vegas must think so, since this one opened at Pick'em and now DC is getting 2.5. We've been saying that the Skins are worse than their record, but the correction does not start here. Their run defense, along with Tampa's feeble rushing game, is going to make Fitzmagic a sitting duck. This one's going to be a desperation war at Lucas Oil Stadium, where the Jags and Colts meet, with the home team laying 2.5 down from a field goal. Indy's been running the ball successfully, which exploits the sole flaw in Jacksonville's defense. This proves one more advantage to Luck in his matchup with Bortles, which will prove decisive. Now for the 1,000-star gold-plated lock of the millennium for NFL Week 10. It was 4 years ago that the Browns last played the Falcons and beat them to go 7-4. It's been all downhill since then as they lost the last 5 games of the season and haven't won a total of 7 games since November 2014. They're 6-55-1 since then. Can Cleveland win their 7th game since the last time that they beat Atlanta? Spoiler alert, no. Atlanta is converting an unrealistic 53% of their third downs, but they won't revert much to the mean here. Seatown is getting a touchdown up from 3.5. Thank you for joining us for this mini episode of the FDH Lounge.
As we bring the show to a close, we would like to extend our deepest gratitude to NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox, all Clear Channel affiliates, TNT, TBS, USA, UPN, Deadspin.com, YouTube.com, YTMND.com, MySpace.com, various blogs, Fox News, CNN, CNBC, MSNBC, IamBoard.com, Billboard.com, Google.com, ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN News, ESPN Classic, NBA TV, NFL Network, Sports Time Ohio, Athlon Magazine, Comedy Central, Cartoon Network, The Boomerang Channel, QVC, BET, The Spice Channel, Steno Notebooks, Manwich, Papermate Office Supplies, Waitresses, Strippers, Bartenders, Garbage Men, Janitors, Microwave Popcorn, the writers of The Office, Scrubs, Entourage, My Name is Earl, Oz, Metalocalypse and the Boondocks, Aquafina, and The Periodic Table of Elements.